Alright guys, so we're underneath the car. As you can see, here's our differential, there's our drive shaft, our exhaust, and a couple of my shittier welds, so just ignore those. Alright, so basically, here's our differential. One of the problems with the Hyundai differential is that it's actually only mounted on 3 bolts. It's mounted on this bolt here, and then 2 in the front. And they're all on rubber, so it allows the differential to move a lot. A few companies out there make solid differential kits. Now, if you replace all the differential mounts with solid mounts, you get a little bit more vibration and you get a really rigid mount system for your differential. The issue is that those solid mounts, in some cases with a lot of power, 500-600 horsepower, whatever, have actually cracked the subframe. Now, the subframe, you have to buy a whole new one. It's relatively thin metal here. It looks like 14 gauge stamped steel. So not particularly strong, so you'd have to go through and reinforce the whole thing. There should be a kit coming out. I believe ATQ makes it. Now, ATQ's kit is not out as of the release of this video, so make sure to check with them. They might have a kit out there. There might be some other companies as well. So this right here is not here on the stock. So on the stock, you have your diff, and there is a threaded bolt hole in the diff. However, there is no mount on the subframe. Some companies will make a solid mount that inserts through the small hole and then puts a bolt through it. Now, the problem with that is that you have 3 moving mounts that allow the differential to rotate, and then 1 that's completely solid. So that's going to snap bolts somewhat consistently, especially if you're putting down any decent power or if you're drifting or anything like that, any sort of shock to that differential. Basically, you just don't want to do that. So instead, go to Hyundai, order one of their differential mounts. Now, this is a $50 piece, so it's relatively cheap. You order a bolt, and then the washers and whatever. Basically, I ordered the exact same thing that's here for this side. So installing this is really easy. So basically, all you have to do, this is a stamped piece in here that's kind of beveled, and basically you want to just look at where the stamp line is. You cut that out, and then that stamp actually makes like a nice little bevel, so you can just hammer press this in. I didn't want to drop the entire rear subframe to get to this, so I just did that, and it worked pretty well. That's basically it. This is, $45, something like that. This is like a $2 bolt, and the washers or whatever, 50 cents. So all in all, it's about a $50 install. You can get it ordered at your local Hyundai dealer and then have them ship it in for you. You pick it up, and it's free shipping. Well, basically free shipping. You got to go pick it up. But that's it. Pretty simple, and it really helps keep the differential in place. And I'll hopefully get some videos of that coming out here soon. I'll put a little GoPro up on the sway bar or something, and we can see how well the differential does not move.